My name is Ingrid Myers. I am 32 years old. Last Mother's Day, my fiancé's mother stood on a stage in front of 500 people, looked directly at my mom, and said 6 words into a microphone, while smiling. 6 words that ended a family. I did not yell. I did not throw a glass. I did not make a scene or say a single word. I took my mother's hand, stood up slowly, and walked out of that ballroom without looking back. Not once. Then I sat in the parking lot and made one phone call. 3 words. Do it now. What Patricia Carrington did not know, what none of them knew, was that I had spent the last 6 months quietly and carefully building a file. Page by page, invoice by invoice, number by number, and that file had her name written on every single page. Welcome back to Revenge Finally Stories, the channel where dignity always wins. If you have ever had to choose between keeping the peace and protecting someone you love, this one is for you. Drop a comment below and make sure you are subscribed, because this story is going to stay with you long after it ends. I grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Apartment 4C, 3rd floor, no elevator. My mom worked the night shift as a school nurse, $38,000 a year, and she stretched it like it was twice that. Dinner was cereal most nights. Not because we were starving, because Mom did not get home until 11 o'clock at night. She never complained. Not once. Not ever. When I earned a scholarship to UConn, she ironed my one good blouse the night before every single campus visit. She drove me in a car that shook above 55 miles per hour and dropped me off at the admissions building like she was delivering me to a future she had built entirely with her own bare hands. I studied accounting, passed all 4 sections of the CPA exam on the very first try. Went independent, forensic accounting, fraud examination. The kind of work where you read spreadsheets the way detectives read crime scenes. By 32, I was making $95,000 a year. Comfortable in a way my mom never was, which was always the whole point. I thought the hard part was finally over. I was wrong by about $340,000. I met Derek at a professional mixer in Stamford. He was charming, attentive. He asked questions and actually listened to every single answer like it genuinely mattered to him. 6 months in, he brought me home to Greenwich. 2 acres, 6 bedrooms, hydrangeas trimmed like they had a personal stylist on staff. His mother Patricia opened the door in cashmere. His father Howard stood behind her in a blazer with monogrammed cuffs. Dinner was salmon on fine china with real silver flatware. Patricia asked about my family. I mentioned my father left when I was 4. She set down her wine glass and let the silence stretch slowly, until it became a comment all on its own. Howard asked what my mother did for a living. I said school nurse, retired. He nodded exactly once and changed the subject to wine regions. Then Patricia laughed. High-pitched. Practiced. The kind of laugh that does not come from amusement, but from a deliberate decision to perform it. How charming, she said. I would hear that exact laugh again. In front of 500 people. Over 14 months, Patricia built a pattern so consistent you could set a calendar by it. The bridal shower. My mom was not on the guest list. Patricia said she assumed Ellen would not be comfortable with our crowd. She said it gently, with pity stitched carefully into every single syllable. Christmas. Patricia handed me a $400 wool coat from Nordstrom. She handed my mom a $15 candle from the drugstore. In front of everyone sitting at that table. My mom said thank you. Patricia said, I thought something simple would suit her. Then I overheard Patricia on the phone with Derek, 3 weeks before the gala. Her voice was low, but the kitchen carried every single word clearly. Keep that mother away from the Wentworths. I will not have her embarrassing us. I stood in the hallway holding a glass of water and listened to my fiancé say absolutely nothing in response. Not a single word in her defense. I told Derek about all of it afterward. The guest list. The candle. The phone call. He rubbed the back of his neck. The way he always did when he wanted a conversation to simply be over. That's just how she is. She means well. 5 words. That was his entire defense of my mother. In February, Derek asked me to review the foundation's books. Their regular accountant had recently retired. Just a quick look, pro bono, as a favor to the family. I agreed. I wanted Patricia to see me as someone who genuinely belonged at that table. I know exactly how that sounds now. Inside the filing cabinet, manila folders, red tabs along the top edge. The first 3 invoices looked completely fine. The 4th did not. A company called Hartfield Consulting. $113,000. Strategic Advisory Services. I turned the page. Same company. Same amount. The year before. And the year before that. 3 years. $340,000. To a single vendor I had never once heard of. That night, I searched for Hartfield Consulting. No website. No LinkedIn. No state filing in Connecticut, New York, or Massachusetts. I widened the search. Delaware, the state where shell companies go to hide. There it was. Hartfield Consulting LLC. Registered agent. A mailbox service in Wilmington. No employees. No office. No phone number. Nothing at all. I cross-referenced the bank routing numbers against the foundation's disbursement records. Every single payment went to one account at a regional bank in Fairfield County. Registered under the name Del Santo. Del Santo was Patricia's maiden name. 3 years. $340,000. From a children's charity to a shell company owned by the very woman who chaired its board. In my line of work, there is exactly one word for that. Embezzlement. I did not panic. I did not call anyone. I made copies of everything. Every invoice, every routing slip, every authorization form. I built a file, digital and paper, with a full table of contents and a complete detailed timeline. Then I told Derek. That was my mistake. Derek begged for 3 months to handle it internally. I gave them to him without hesitation. He handled absolutely nothing. Month 2, Hartfield received another $28,000, authorized and cleared without a single moment of hesitation. Month 3, I called my forensic audit colleague, Webb. Finalized the report. Hold it. I need one more thing first, a public event. Something firmly on the record. The Mother's Day Gala was in 18 days. Patricia called me the week before, her voice smooth as polished glass. Your mother is welcome to attend, of course. Large events can be overwhelming for people who are simply not used to them. She will be at my table, I said. Of course. The night before the gala, my mom tried on her dress in my bathroom. Navy blue, JCPenney clearance rack. She smoothed the fabric carefully over her hips and turned slowly in the mirror. She pinned a pearl brooch above her heart. $12 from the Goodwill bin. I knew because I spotted the price sticker she had completely forgotten to peel off the bottom. You look beautiful, Mom. I look clean. That's good enough. We sat together on the couch and watched a cooking show, something about bread. She fell asleep at 9:30. I covered her carefully with the throw blanket, turned off the television, and stood in the dark living room and listened to her breathe. That was the last normal night. The Waverly Club. 500 guests. White tablecloths. Orchid centerpieces. A stage with a polished podium and a large projection screen. My mom and I were assigned table 14, near the emergency exit, tucked between the back wall and the wait station. The Wentworths were at table 2. Patricia took the stage at 7:45, ivory dress, perfect hair, 19 years of practiced authority behind every single deliberate step. The slideshow began. Carrington matriarchs. Applause after every slide. Then Patricia paused. Her eyes found table 14. Of course, she said slowly. Not everyone here tonight came from the same tradition. A ripple of nervous laughter spread from Vivian's table. Derek smiled. Patricia lifted her chin. She looked directly at my mother, at the navy dress, the plastic brooch, the woman who had bandaged 1,000 children's knees for $38,000 a year. And she said it. That is not a mother. That is trash. The room cracked open. Half the guests gasped. The other half froze completely. Vivian clapped twice before catching herself. The sound echoed sharply off the chandelier. Derek laughed. Full, audible, unmistakable. My mother did not crumble. She did not cry. She folded her napkin, set it carefully on the table, and looked directly at me. Her hands were shaking. The brooch caught the overhead light, and for one single second, it looked completely real. I took a slow breath, counted to 3, folded my own napkin, and placed it neatly beside my plate. Then I reached across the table and took her hand firmly in mine. We stood together. We did not look at Patricia. We did not look at Derek. We looked at the exit. My heels clicked against the marble floor. The only other sound was the low hum of the air conditioning, and the total absence of every voice in that ballroom. The parking lot was dark and cool. May in Connecticut, the kind of night where the air smells like cut grass and diesel from the valet stand. My mom stood quietly by the car and looked at me. Her eyes were completely steady. I'm sorry, baby. Don't you dare apologize. She pressed her lips together and nodded once. I pulled my phone from my clutch, scrolled to W. Webb picked up on the second ring. The man worked later than anyone I had ever known in my life. File the report with the AG. Tonight. You sure? Do it now. Understood. I helped her into the car and pulled out of the Waverly Club parking lot with the headlights cutting through the dark. Neither of us said a single word. The radio played soft jazz from a station neither of us had chosen. By morning, the Connecticut Attorney General's office had the Carrington Foundation files sitting on a desk in Hartford. Patricia was removed as board chair. Howard was removed as treasurer. The Hartford Courant ran its front page. Carrington Foundation founders ousted amid embezzlement probe. She repaid $340,000 plus an $85,000 civil penalty. The Carrington name came off the foundation's letterhead entirely and permanently. The children's programs continued. That was the only outcome that ever truly mattered to me. I keep that brooch on my desk now, right next to my CPA certificate and a framed photo of my mom at my college graduation. The one where she is squinting into the sun, holding my diploma like it weighs more than it does. $12. Goodwill clearance bin. Plastic pearls on a gold tone pin. That is what real dignity costs. The people who call others trash are usually the ones hiding the biggest mess. And the quietest person in the room is not always the weakest. Sometimes she is the one with the file. If this story hit you the way it hit me, share this video right now. Drop a comment below. Tell me about a moment you chose someone you love over keeping the peace. Hit subscribe for more stories where dignity always wins. And click the next video, because the next one is just as powerful. I will see you there.